Good day and welcome to Drew's Book Reviews. You know, I started my channel back in March of 2017, but I honestly got to say, it's only in the past year or so that I've really felt gotten into the whole booktube community, when things really started to feel like I was actually a booktuber in the past year or so. So that's why I decided that I'm going to do the newbie booktube tag. Better late than never, right? Anyway, stay tuned, that's coming right up. Alright, so the newbie booktube tag. So as I mentioned in my intro, I've had this channel for a while, since 2017, but it's only in the past year or so that I've really kind of discovered this booktube community and realized the booktube community was an actual thing. Found other booktubers, started following them, and my channel really started to pick up and really kind of started to get more active and engagement on my channel in the past year, and it's just something that I really love seeing grow and having fun with. And this past year has really been the best year for my channel in the entire time I've had my channel. So given that, better late than never, I wanted to do the newbie booktube tag. I didn't really know about tags till like 6 months ago, honestly. And so I wanted to started doing some tag videos. I'm gonna do the newbie booktube tag, better late than never. So here we go with the newbie booktube tag. Question 1. Why did you start this booktube channel? Well, I love books. I love talking about books. I love sharing my love of reading with other people. I originally had a Drew's Book Reviewed WordPress blog where I wrote about the books that I was reading. I just found that I wasn't that great at writing reviews on books, and I just wasn't all that good at it, both in terms of writing the reviews as well. Half the time my spelling was terrible. I missed all kinds of grammar mistakes. You would think I would have better grammar and spelling as someone who reads regular, but no, I missed too many things and I just got tired of writing. So I decided, I love reading, I want to share my love with reading. Why don't I just start a YouTube channel? And so I did, and that's how Drew's Book Reviews was born back in 2017, but really kind of got engaged and going in the past year more than any of the previous years. So that is why I started this channel, and I have had so much fun with it so far. I've loved it, I've enjoyed it. It's been a blast, and I look forward to continuing with this channel. So question number 2, what are some fun and unique things that you could bring to BookTube? Well, I think I have my own unique style. I mean, come on. I'm the guy that does book reviews in jerseys. Every one of my videos, almost every one of them, I'm wearing a hockey jersey from some team, whether it's WHL or NHL, so kind of have that own unique look, I guess, to my channel as far as the hockey jerseys. I do try to have fun with it. There's been a few videos that I've done kind of unique green screen effects. I've got a couple of videos where I've got a duplicate me in there. I've got some other green screen effects have kind of thrown in there. So I do like to throw these little unique little effects in from time to time in my videos to make them more interesting and entertaining. And as soon as I think of an idea, I try to think, well, how can I make this happen? How can I pull this off? And how can I make it work well in the video? So that is something unique I'm trying to bring to this channel. What I guess other people have done effects too, but you know, I have my own personality, my own way of doing things, and I have a lot of fun with that. So that's what I wanted to bring to this, and hopefully inspire others to read and love reading as much as I do. Question number 3. What are you most excited for your channel? Honestly, what I'm most excited for is getting that engagement and building a community and a group of friends around reading that absolutely love reading as much as I do. And I am having so much fun with that. I feel like I've made some friends through this community and had some really good positive engagement with other members of this community as a result of this channel, just in the past, even just in the past, you know, 3 or 4 months. With the Discord, which has picked up, which by the way, you could join me down below in Discord. I've gotten some new members and engagement in there. I've connected with other booktubers, and I've just had a lot of fun kind of building those relationships and that community around books and the love of reading. This is what I'm looking forward to continuing with the channel, and I've really enjoyed what has been built so far with this channel, and it's just been fantastic and just a really fun way to get to know other people that love reading as much as I do. Question number 4, why do you love reading? Well, that's a hard one to answer. There are so many reasons why I love reading. I love everything about it. I love what we can learn from it. I love, you know, those discussions that we see within the books, whether that's philosophical or political or social discussions that these books and issues explore. I love this exploration of our minds and our psyche as it's told through the stories of the individual characters within these books. And I just absolutely love getting deep into the world and to get to know these characters on an individual level. And there's just so many things that I love about reading, and it's really hard to pin down why do I love reading so much. It's just, I've grown to love it, and I can't stop. I need my stories. I need my regular daily book fix, or I go crazy. And it's awesome, everything about it. The worlds that are created, the characters, the stories. We learn from it. I do read mostly science fiction and fantasy, which you could learn a lot from. Those types of stories have a lot of philosophical discussion built within the framework of their stories, which makes them for such an interesting read, using the stories to discuss these philosophical ideas, what it means for us as individuals and people and societies and the world at large. And I do read some nonfiction as well because I love to learn. I want to learn about new things. I want to expand my knowledge base. I want to come to understand everything about the world around me. And we can do that through both fiction, science fiction, fantasy, and nonfiction books. It's such a great medium to explore these issues. And that's at least one reason why I love reading. But yeah, I love that about reading. I love how we can engage in that kind of hypothetical, theoretical discussion and really expand our mind and grow to understand concepts and ideas much more effectively. Okay, prompt number 5, or question number 5, however you want to put that. What book series got you into reading? Well, I'm not sure if it was a particular book series that did so, but I do remember back in my junior high days, it wasn't so much a book series that got me into reading. It was a junior high teacher by the name of Miss Duff. You see, she always wanted us to do like these book reports for her English class. I would always pick a Star Trek book report. I didn't like reading, but I figured if I had to read, I was gonna at least read Star Trek, something I was interested in, right? Well, Miss Duff got really tired of reading Star Trek book reports, so maybe we could say it was the Star Trek books that got me into reading. Anyway, she told me that I wasn't allowed to do Star Trek book reports anymore, and I had to find something else. Naturally, I moved over to something that still had to do with spaceships and space. And that's when I picked up The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. And from there, it just kind of took off, and I just started reading everything science fiction that I could get my hands on. I read a whole bunch of Michael Crichton. I read all The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Next thing you know, I'm moving on to things like Isaac Asimov's Foundation, Frank Herbert's Dune, Ender's Game series, and from there it just continued to expand and explode until we got to the whole fantasy realm. And yeah, so essentially I guess you could say Star Trek books got me into reading, but it was really because of the motivation of a junior high English teacher named Miss Duff, who really got me into reading, who really pushed me to expand what I was reading in order to broaden my horizons, so to speak, about the incredible, amazing world there is there with all types of books across the genres, and really expanded my reading repertoire, and it just began to grow and expand from there, and that was just really amazing and awesome. Okay, so what questions would I ask my favorite booktubers? Well, a few questions, I guess. I'm not really entirely sure. I guess it depends. You know, if they're making a living off of it, I might ask, did you ever plan for this to be a career in the first place, or did it just kind of fall into it? In terms of other booktubers, you know, maybe say, hey, you know, why'd you start your channel? What got you into it? You know, have you always been as avid reader as you are now? Just kind of things like that, but I can't really think of any particular questions I might ask my favorite booktubers. you know, I'm just glad that they're there putting out content, and I'm happy to follow and watch and enjoy their content, and you know, I'm just happy to be part of this community as a whole. But I can't really think of anything in particular I might ask. I mean, if I ever talk to Daniel Green, I might say, did you ever intend for this to be a career? Like, your channel's gotten pretty big. Is this kind of what your end goal was, or is it just something that kind of happened and you ran with it, kind of thing? So that's really the only thing that I could think of as far as questions I might ask my favorite booktubers. Okay, so prompt number 7. What challenges will be the hardest with booktube? Honestly, I found that some of the hardest challenges I have with booktube is when I'm doing a book review of not giving spoilers in the review. For me, at least, I just find it difficult to do a review with absolutely no spoilers. If I don't have spoilers in there, I feel like I've got hardly anything to say about the book. So I have found it a bit challenging trying to balance, you know, explaining my thoughts or feelings on particular book events in the books or things that happen within the books as part of that review, but not really spoiling it, and trying to keep the spoilers on an extremely light level as best I can. There's only so much you could say about I like this character, I didn't like this character, the writing was good, the writing was bad, or whatever the case may be, without giving at least mild spoilers. So that's been a challenge for me when I'm trying to think of how am I going to approach this review, how am I going to talk about this book, but I don't really want to spoil it in case you haven't read it. So that's kind of been a bit of a challenge I felt for me, and that's the biggest challenge I feel with doing the whole booktube videos, is figuring that out. One of the other challenges I find that I do have is honestly finding the time to do different types of content outside of the book reviews. I have been working hard on expanding that and trying to get more types of content in there, but it's not always easy to be able to find the time to do that between work and family life and, you know, booktube. You know, filming a book review every, you know, once a week or so, no problems, quick, easy to do that. But to put together other content, sometimes it can be challenging to find enough time to do so. So those are just kind of some of the challenges that I feel are there with booktube, at least for myself. And, you know, probably challenges that will continue to happen, but I hope to continue to get better at that and continue to get more content out outside of book reviews, but different types of book related content out. Really hoping to continue with that. This is an example of one of those types of content that's not a book review that I'm hoping to get out there. So I thought maybe I should do some more tag videos, because, you know, they're not exactly that complex. They're relatively simple to film and edit. So I'm trying to see if I could get more tag videos out there on the channel as well. When did you start reading? Well, I really started reading definitely in junior high is when I started reading. See, I was that loner kid with no friends in junior high. I had nothing better to do but to sit in a corner and read a book because I had no friends at school in junior high. I was that geeky loner kid that nobody wanted to hang out with. So I'd often spend most of my times during recesses or lunch breaks in the school library sitting down and reading a book. And actually did have one friend at the school, and that was the school librarian. We were like best buds. They loved me, I loved them. I was always in there reading my book, looking for a new book to read. So that's kind of, I guess, why I started reading, because I was lonely. And the books in the characters in the books would become my friends, and we'd get to spend time together as I was growing up. And that's what really drove me and hooked me into reading on a regular basis back in junior high. So that I figure is probably why I'm such a big reader today. But you know what? I have no regrets. You know, I'm really happy that I was able to have that kind of time as growing up to read my books. It's been such a great blessing in my life to have these books and to have these stories and to be just a regular part of my life. I absolutely love it. No regrets. And I'm so happy it worked out that way it did, because I've come to love reading on such a huge basis. It's such a big part of my life. You know, I'd give up all other forms of entertainment if I had to and just stick with my books, honestly, because I love it so much. Where do you read? I generally read in my living room in the mornings. I read right by my bookshelves here. I've got a big comfy chair next to the bookshelf, which is out of camera view, but it's there. And I absolutely enjoy my comfy morning AM reads. Every morning I try to get into at least an hour and a half of reading time each and every morning. And that's where I do my reading, because that's the best time and place for it, is in the morning when the house is nice and quiet, the kids and everybody's in bed, no distractions around. Best time, love it. Okay, so the last and final prompt or question is, what kind of books do you read? Well, I suppose if you're following this channel, you already kind of know what kind of books I read. But if you're not following this channel and you haven't seen my other videos, you'll see that I read a lot of science fiction and fantasy books with the occasional nonfiction thrown in there. And I do try to read at least one nonfiction each and every month. And that has been my objective here, at least for the year 2021. But it's mostly science fiction and fantasy, which I've got a whole sci-fi and fantasy playlist on the channel. So you can definitely go and check that out. Those are essentially the types of books that I generally read. I do have the occasional fiction. I am reading Edgar Allan Poe this year. And I definitely do enjoy nonfiction. I read a lot of science-based nonfiction, such as Brian Greene's books, which I've got a few of his upcoming on my TBR list. I do try to have some philosophy and history in there as well on occasion, but generally it's science fiction and fantasy, which I do enjoy mostly as far as the types of books that I like to read. So there you have it. There is the newbie book tag. Better late than never, right? For a newbie book tag. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you know when I put up another video. You could follow me on Discord. I will have that link below. Also, I will have my Linktree profile link below, so you could follow me on all my social platforms, of primarily Twitter and Instagram. Also, if you want, you could become a patron of this channel and get early access to my videos. Patreon link will also be down below, as little as $1 per month. Patrons can also have the opportunity to select my next read for each month. I'll be putting up a monthly poll for my monthly TBR for who gets to pick my next read. So that is available with the Night Radiant $5 a month or higher tier. And as always, you'll get a shout out and name in the credits at the beginning of each video for becoming a patron as well. So if you want to support this channel in that way, no obligation, absolutely appreciate any and all support you give. Even a like, comment, and subscribe is appreciated as always. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you next time on the next episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Until then, keep on reading. Bye.